and welcome back to the Shamrock Quilt Studio. We're here today with an update on the hand quilting for our EPP project, Purple Pursuit. It's been about a week since I started hand quilting this project, and as I stated before, what I was going to do was hand quilt the borders, the outside borders of the lighter pieces of the project. So I'm going to take this out of the frame and show you how far I've gotten and what it looks like. You know, this is not a huge project. I am using my lap frame. You could use just a hoop in your lap. You could put this on a quilt frame, a stand-up quilt frame if you like. Okay, so here is the size of the whole project. And I think we said before it's about 29 inches by what? Let's check, because it's been a while and I don't remember. 36, 46, 48 maybe by 29. So that makes it about 4 feet by 2.5 feet. So not a huge project, but large enough that you can see the design and the colors. So I started in the middle and started working my way out on one end. And I have, with the exception of one piece that I missed right here, half of it done. So I'm all the way to here, which is just about halfway. I still need to quilt in the borders, and I think what I've decided to do is run 2 lines of stitching all the way around in the borders. Just very simple, and leave it at that, and then put the binding on. But I wanted to bring this so that you could see exactly what it looked like and how those pieces are coming together. And let me bring it close to you so you can actually see some of the detail on that. Now, if you'll notice, and I'm not sure how much you can see, I quilted in a white thread on this vivid purple background. And because you're stitching with a contrasting thread, and in this case it's very contrasting, you're going to see all those stitches. Now I want to caution you that hand stitching is not like machine stitching, where a machine is on a little cog in that process, and it's routinely hitting at the same place at the same distance every time. That's not hand stitching. Hand stitching is human, and by that we're going to have some stitches that are larger and some stitches that are smaller. And what I focus on is making sure that the front of the quilt has the nicest, evenest, is that a word? Most even stitches. And what happens on the back of the quilt just happens. So in some of these you're going to see that most of them are the same. You're going to find some that are smaller stitches, some that are larger stitches. You're going to find some that aren't quite straight because the way that needle goes in the top, through the bottom, and then back up through the bottom into the top, you're not seeing that. So it is possible that that needle isn't coming up and down perfectly straight, that it is going in at an angle, and that's what causes those stitches to be slightly off that straight line. I say don't worry about that, because most people are going to focus on the front of the quilt. If you were putting this in a show where it was going to be judged on the quality of your stitches, you may want to rethink that. But most of us aren't doing that, especially when we're beginning our quilting journey. So I say, get it done. Make sure that you can complete this project. If you're working along and you're not totally happy with the way something's looking, you can always take it out and restitch it. But I would not fret about some of your stitches not being perfect. If you're looking for perfection, I'm not sure quilting is where you're going to find it. In fact, I'm not sure in life as a whole you're going to find it. So those are my words of wisdom for this video. So we're halfway through, like I said. It took about it took me about a week to do that. That was last weekend. I think I said about 3 hours, Friday night and Saturday night, and then maybe 1.5 to 2 hours the other nights of the week. So I'm thinking that maybe by the end of next week, I will at least have the other half of this done, and then maybe just have the border to stitch. I will probably leave the border for last because I'm kind of in a roll of what I'm doing. And as soon as we get the hand quilting done, we'll move on to the binding. If I don't have the quilting finished by next week, we may skip a week for our videos just to give me an opportunity to get that done so that the video I'm presenting to you does show progress and shows you the next step that we need to do in this quilt. So if that's the case, I'll drop a comment in our community section to let you know. But otherwise, and if you're looking at this video past the live drop dates for YouTube, then you can just move on to the next video. So I think that that is all that I have today. Again, this is our Purple Pursuit quilt that we're working on, and this is a small size quilt that's going to be used not as a cover, a quilt, but as a decorative piece. And that pretty much wraps it up for me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to like us, visit our Facebook page, and subscribe here on YouTube so you'll be notified of the new videos coming out, and you can check out our playlist on EPP if you've missed any of the episodes. Be sure also to look at some of the other projects we have on the channel as well. And I'll see you next time here at the Shamrock Quilt Studio.